Hello guys, welcome to my new video, and today this is going to be an overview of Battle of Azeroth. I'll be talking about everything. So it's been a while since I did the last video, just because I've been playing World of Warcraft for so much. So the hype for BfA is definitely there. Just to show, or just to showcase how much I've been playing lately, I did a 24-hour stream when BfA launched. So I played for 24 hours, I did it. I went to bed. I was hoping to sleep for a long time. I ended up waking up after about 5 hours because I was kind of dreaming about World of Warcraft. I woke up, I played for another 14 hours, and I did that for like 5 or 6 straight days afterwards. So I've been playing the game for like 14 hours each day. I've been doing everything that's available there. I have leveled my Resto Druid to 120. I've leveled my Mistweaver Monk to 120. Both of them are around the same item level. Both of them are around 335. I've been doing mythic zeros. I've been doing everything. And this video will basically showcase all of my thoughts about leveling, my favorite zones for Alliance, my favorite zones for Horde, because I leveled both Horde and Alliance character to experience both of the kind of, scenarios, quests, zones and things like that. I'll be talking about quick leveling tips, quick gearing tips. There really isn't that many gearing tips out there. But I'll talk about some of the tips that I used. I'll be talking about mythic dungeons. I'll be talking about the dungeon experience as a healer. I'll be talking about island expeditions, war mode, everything that's available there, all of my thoughts. You can agree, disagree, and all of that kind of deal. So first of all, like I mentioned, I leveled as Horde at the very beginning as a restoration druid, or at least I leveled as a balanced druid. The leveling experience, at least I end up doing, I think most of the quests there were available in Voldum. It was a really large zone. I actually didn't really like Voldum that much, just because I got sick of the vast spaces. There's a large travel time between each quest, so I wasn't a huge fan of it. I did all the quests in Nazmir, and I did majority of the quests in Zuldazar, and I barely hit 120. I barely ended up doing 120. So it was relatively long experience. Now my favorite zone in Horde would have to be Nazmir, just purely for the fact it's kind of close together. Quests are close to each other. It has this, like, Halloweeny vibe, like it's dark. I enjoy places where there's kind of horror feeling. I actually really like that, so I like Nazmir a lot. But it was surprising for me to, it took me a long time to level. I had to do a lot of quests, and a lot of people will be saying like, why do you level so fast? Why don't you just experience everything? For me, questing is not the end game. For me, questing is it's a hurdle that I need to get over with, to get at 120 where the real game begins, where you can do those mythics, where you can do those raids, which is the best part that I enjoy. Now, not everyone's going to be like that. A lot of people enjoy the lore and stuff like that. But for me, questing is not really a very enjoyable experience. It's something that I want to just get over with and start doing that mythic dungeons, where I really enjoy the competitive side. So for Horde side, definitely Nazmir was my favorite one. I enjoyed that. For Alliance side, I was leveling as a Windwalker Monk. We were leveling in a group of 3, which, again, leveling in a group is amazingly fast. You can turn on war mode, you won't get ganked, people will try gank you, you can get your friends to help out. So war mode was definitely really helpful. 5% experience gems were really helpful. Battle standards were helpful as well. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different experience gains to get. At this point, my Mistweaver Monk, I was leveling as Windwalker, already had some kind of rested experience in there, not a lot. But basically what we end up doing, we end up going to Justvar first. Justvar, we end up doing all of the quests there. And to be honest, this is my most favorite, or my favorite zone for Alliance side, because I really love the Wayne Crest. The zone, the quests that led to the whole experience of Wayne Crest Manor dungeon, and like, it was really cool. Again, Halloweeny type of experience. Something similar to what Nazmir was offering, but in terms of blood trolls, Justvar offered that in terms of undead, or like cool storyline. So I really like Justvar, but the point is, I did all the quests in Justvar, and I was 115, 116 level already. And after that, I ended up going to Stormsong, and I was worried that I was going to be 120 before I was going to do the last zone. And that actually happened. I ended up hitting 120 by just doing a couple of quests in Tiergard, and I didn't complete much of the story in Tiergard or Stormsong, and I was really surprised about how fast, or at least you could get away by just doing the main quests in Alliance side and get 120. While in the Horde side, it felt much slower in terms of I had to do a lot more side quests. Now, there was a hotfix added very recently, but the hotfix only kind of increase the bonus from dungeons or doing dungeons which had quests attached to them. So I'm not sure what's the deal here, but it felt a lot faster to do it on Alliance side, especially the fact that I was a human and the reputation gains were insane. Remember, humans give you 10% extra reputation. So humans are probably the most OP races at the moment because reputation grind is real. So first of all, what happens after 120? 120, it's all about the world quests. You unlock world quests, you unlock emissaries, and emissaries are extremely important because you want to get Champion of Azeroth reputation straight away. Champion of Azeroth, if you're friendly, honored, revered, you get your Heart of Azeroth increased by 15 item levels. You don't get any notification. You don't get any notification when you get friendly, honored. You just have to go to Silithus and go to Magni and just basically do it. So you have to know about that. So if you're friendly or honored with Champions of Azeroth and you're not sure what to do, go to Silithus and get your Heart of Azeroth upgrade. It's really important. It's only 15 item levels, but your Heart of Azeroth gives you so much secondary stats that it might increase your item level by 1 or 2. But the fact is that your throughput, that your damage, healing, tanking is going to be increased way more. So that's the most important thing you can do. So as a Horde, I got Emissary Quest with Magni. I got Emissary Quest straight away. I ended up doing that. I got like 1600 rep. I did a couple of Champion of Azeroth world quests. For the people who are really wondering, the add-on world quest list is amazing. If you're really lazy, you can just, you know, filter to do Champion of Azeroth quest and that's it, if you don't want to do all the world quests. So I end up doing that on my Horde and I end up hitting friendly straight away on my Druid. I end up getting the Champion of Azeroth contract from Inscription and I was doing more quests. I was leveling, I was getting my reputation, leveling my reputation. It was really easy. On my Mistweaver, on the other hand, I missed out on the Champion of Azeroth Emissary quest. So I was not friendly for 2 or 3 days because there was only like 3 or 4 Champion of Azeroth quests, world quests available each day. So it legitimately took me way longer to do that because I did not do the Emissary quest. So Emissary quests are hugely important and depends which one is available at the given time. So make sure to do that. Now another tip in terms of gearing. Let's say Emissary quest gives you like a nice, let's say your item level is 280 or 290 because this is the usual item level after you finish leveling. To do heroics you need to be 305. Now, most of your world quests or emissaries will probably give you like 290 gear or something like that. Let's say there's a really nice trinket from Emissary Quest, which is exactly what happened on my Mistweaver Monk. There was a really nice trinket that was 290 item level on the Emissary. I ended up doing the quest, but I didn't turn it in. I ended up going to do normal dungeons because I could not find a group for heroics. If you are very lucky, if you have a good guild, you leveled straight away, you hit max level, try and find a heroic dungeon group from your guild. Now, you won't be able to get teleported to the dungeon. You actually have to go as a group. You won't get that party buff that increases your damage, healing and all that. So it's going to be way harder. But you're going to be running these heroic dungeons. You end up getting gear. Your gear goes up and up. Item level goes up and up. All of a sudden, the world quest, the emissary quest, the rewards are increasing. So I had this trinket quest that started off at 290. I end up getting gear from heroics, from normals, end up doing mythic zeros as a healer. And all of a sudden, that emissary quest ended up giving me a 340 trinket. That was actually really good trinket, one of the best trinkets at the moment. So I was really happy. So if you have a really good quest rewards from world quests or emissaries, try and delay doing them and increase your item level the other ways, like dungeons and things like that. So this is where we go on to the dungeons. Which ones are my favorite? What's healing like? Is it hard? Like, I mean, right away, you will notice that if you are a pure DPS class, all by yourself, you have no friends or whatever, you don't know who to, queue with, you are going to be screwed. There is billions of DPS looking for groups. I mean, I just created a group as a healer. I had my friend, I had my brother leveling with me, or he wanted to do dungeons with me, he was a DPS, and you will have about thousands of DPS signing up. They all want to do dungeons. Tanks and healers are very rare at the moment. If you're playing a hybrid class, if you want to get geared up really quickly and you're kind of all by yourself, pick up an off-spec, start tanking, start healing, because as a DPS who's by themselves, there's a fat chance of you getting invited unless you have a really high item level. That's the reality right now, because there's so much DPS available. In terms of healing, Like I mentioned, tanks and healers are really sought after, and there's a reason for that. Tanking and healing is considerably harder right now. Tank threat is a deal. Like, you have to be a decent tank to actually pick up all the ads. I've played with quite a few tanks who, I'll be honest, had no idea what to do, and the dungeons were lasting way longer. And in terms of when I say they had no idea what to do, they couldn't even hold on to the aggro. There was problems, they weren't sure what to do, they weren't sure about the tactics, and it can take a long time. Now, it might sound really stupid for me to say, like, how can you not know tactics at this stage? It's only the very start. No one knows really tactics. But the fact is, there are guides available, and a lot of the groups already expect people to know exactly what's going on. People already expect people to know how to do that, There's already skips happening in dungeons. There already people expect, why did you not skip these mobs? Why are you pulling this? Why are you pulling that? That mentality is already happening. So if you're a tank, you should really try and look up at the best ways to skip mobs and things like that, or join a guild group who can help you. That's the thing that I cannot stress anymore. Guild groups are so important right now, and they really help you out. In terms of healing dungeons, they're extremely hard at the very start. If you don't have the right item level, it can be extremely hard. You need to kind of, expect people to heal themselves, expect people to pop personal cooldowns, use health stones. It depends on the class that you play. I was playing as Resto Druid, I was playing as a Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver Monk, of course, had way more burst than Resto Druid. Resto Druid was all about keeping people balanced, or keeping people not topped up, or like at safe health margins, and the HOTS will do the work. Mistweaver was all about that burst healing. Like, the burst healing of Mistweaver was insane. The single target healing of Mistweaver was insane as well. But overall, healing is a bit harder. Don't expect to carry groups as a healer. If some people are stepping into stuff that they're not supposed to stepping into, they will die. They will die unless you're really quick on your feet, unless you're more than willing to burn through all of your mana by using really inefficient spells at all times. So healing is a lot harder. Now, in terms of my favorite dungeons, I mean, I do enjoy a lot of dungeons out there. The dungeons that I don't really like, I don't like Toll the Gore that much. The Motherlode is really long, a lot of trash there. I'm not a huge fan of it. Temple of Cetralis can be very interesting to heal, but overall, like the bit where you have to pick up the eyes and stuff like that and put them in the skull, it's not the most fun. I really do like things like Freehold. It's really enjoyable. I like Wainecrest Manor, even though a lot of people don't like Wainecrest Manor. I like it because it's so confusing where to go. Now I know that dungeon inside out. I like the Underrot a lot. I think Underrot is a simple design and it works really well. So I really enjoy it. Now, another aspect of it is Island Expeditions. So you kind of have to do Island Expeditions every week, because there's a weekly cap where you can get, like, I don't know, 2,500 Azeroth power or something like that. And you really need to do it. Now, I enjoyed the Island Expeditions the first, the second, the third time I did it. But I can see Island Expeditions becoming a chore to do. I compare Island Expeditions to something like Time Walking Dungeons, where they were fun at the start, but they're completely boring by the time you do it, like 100 times or something like that. I mean, there is some strategy involved to Island Expeditions. There is some, especially if you do the mythic ones, where you have to have a right comp, where you have to, engage the Horde or the Alliance, the NPC players. You have to go, there is some kind of, strategy involved to this. But after a couple of times, it's gonna become super boring. I can see myself getting bored of this very quickly. So for me, being forced to do Island Expeditions is not the most fun thing that I can think of. So I'm not 100% sure about this, but overall, I feel the hype of BfA is real. I feel it achieved what it wanted to achieve. I know so many people who abandoned their loved ones, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, their whatever, their family. They said, I'm going away for a week and I'm gonna play this game all the time. Never disturb me, don't call me and all. I know so many people who did that, and I feel this is what this is what the launch of a new expansion aims to achieve, where you stop thinking about everything else and play the game. It's not really healthy, but this is what the game wants you to do. A lot of people might complain about the reputation grind. I mean, Champion of Azeroth reputation is so important. You need to also unlock certain dungeons by doing, 7th Legion reputation or doing the Honor Bound reputation. Again, guys, people who complain about all this grinding, it's an MMO game. If there was nothing to grind, if there was nothing to do, if the war quest didn't give you good rewards, if Mythic Zeros didn't give you good rewards, there was no reason to play the game. So I am kind of unhappy about the amount of grinding that I need to do, but that's the MMO games. That's what they're supposed to do. I am still logging in, I'm still playing, I'm still enjoying. So the game has won. The game did what it was supposed to do. So overall, I enjoyed this. I will recommend this to anyone who's thinking about, should I play the game, should I not? Play the game. It's a good game. Just be aware of the fact that it'll take away maybe months of your life. Maybe months of your life to an extent that it's very, very unhealthy. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully this was somewhat informative. Let me know what you feel. Let me know how you feel about BfA. Or was it something that could have been improved? Maybe there's some things that you're unhappy about. Let me know. I really would like to hear from you about this. Thank you guys for watching this, and I'll see you in my next video.